I'd love to share with you today some really amazing tips that I know that can help you become wealthier. It's the tips that I found that are common to all the wealthy billionaires that I've had the opportunity to spend time with or interview. So I'd like to share with you those. The first step, the first key to building wealth is something that's so common sense that most people overlook it. And that is they have to have a desire to build a business, directly or indirectly, that serves vast numbers of people.
And so when people feel successful, they feel confident enough as a leader to want to go make a difference in people's lives, and they give themselves permission to do it. And so they care enough what the people need. So they look for problems in the world, and the bigger the problems, the bigger the opportunities in business. So tell me where the biggest problems are in the world and what people are struggling with and challenged by and missing. I always say that it's a mystery that needs to be solved, a problem needs to be solved, a void that needs to be filled, a chaos that needs to be ordered, some solution needs to be brought in there. But a person who really cares about humanity finds the solutions, finds the answers, finds how to bring the needs to people, etc. When they do, business is going to boom because they care enough about people.
You won't find any billionaire out there that hasn't built a business to serve vast numbers of people. You won't find it. You go to the head of Microsoft, Bill Gates, or you go to Richard Branson, or you go to Larry Ellison, or you go to Warren Buffett, or you go to any of the names that are billionaires. They've all built a business that serves vast numbers of people, great numbers of people. So if you don't have a desire to have a work ethic, you don't have a desire to directly or indirectly serve people, you may be having a fantasy that you're going to be financially independent somehow. But you have to directly or indirectly care about human beings. If you don't have a desire to serve, and I always say that when you can't wait to get up in the morning and be of service to people, people can't wait to get your service. If you don't have a desire to go out there and make a difference in the world and serve people and get up and do something amazing that can make a difference in their lives and serve some need, where's the money going to come from? Oh, you might go off and gamble on some investments to try to do it, but my objective is to help you realize that if you go and serve people, you deserve vast rewards. So the first thing is to write 200 benefits down of how building a business that serves vast numbers of people will serve your life. Because when you have a big enough reason for doing it, you will. When the why is big enough, the house take care of themselves. But you have to have a reason for going out and building wealth. So write the reasons down. And don't write down, oh, if I build that business, then I can buy that jet, I can travel those things, I can do this trip, I can spend my money, I can buy those clothes. That's consumerism. You want the benefits of actually going in there and directly or indirectly building a business that serves people. If your heart's not into that, it's not going to happen. You have to have a real reason for doing that. And that doesn't have to be directly. You might hire somebody that does part of that, but you need to have your heart and soul into serving people. That's important. So 200 benefits of serving vast numbers of people, directly or indirectly. And don't stop until you do it. And you'll probably stop at about 30 and go, I don't know what to write. That's probably because you don't have a big enough reason for doing it. But when you have big reasons to do things, you get big jobs done. The second thing is to write 200 benefits of refining that business and working on that business and maximizing the efficiency of that business so it maximizes profits. And again, this can be directly or indirectly. But if you don't have a reason for refining it, where's your profits going to come from? So many people have an idea of building a business, but it takes prioritizing, delegating, and making sure you're doing the most important things, numero uno. The people who learn the art of focusing on the highest priority things, the things that produce the most and serve the most people, the most efficient way, they're the ones that have the profits. So you have to work on the business, not in just the business. If you do, you'll have more profit margins, and the second you have 200 benefits of doing that, you will think of all kinds of ways in which you can do your business more effectively. And when you do, you'll serve more people, which is the source of income. The third step is 200 benefits of saving an ever-progressive portion of the profits. Because if you're not saving it, you're not building the crystal that starts the seed reaction.
You need to make sure that you really have a value on serving people. You need to have a value on wealth, because if you don't really have a value on wealth, you'll spend it. If you have more of a value on spending it than saving it and investing it, it's going to keep going out the window. Because the money circulates through the economy from those who value it least to those who value it most of the time. So you have to value wealth building more than spending. You have to value serving people more than just taking. And you have to be able to be dedicated to something that's really congruent with your values, or you won't stay with it. You won't build momentum and perseverance towards the accomplishment. And people who have a forced automatic savings in place and are willing to consistently study and research because they value wealth building. Warren Buffett by the time he was 11, he already read all the books in the Omaha, Nebraska library on wealth building by the age of 11. He was committed to the outcome. People are really committed to wealth building. They study it, they research it, they mentor under it, they apply it, they have forced savings and investment structures in place. They constantly are trying to serve people, and they want to build a business that lasts.
Saving your money and building up liquidity is the first step of building wealth. And I always say, save before you invest, before you speculate. But by saving and building up liquidity, you'll stabilize the business. And if you have a desire to serve, and you have a desire to make it more efficient, and you desire to save, you're on your way. Because if you never save your money, you'll be working your whole life for money. If you save your money, it'll start working its life for you. One is the slave, one's the master. The next one is 200 benefits of now progressively investing in ever greater degrees of return and reward in life. You want to earn the right to risk. You want to learn how to invest and study investing. If you really value something, you'll study it. If you really don't value it. I had a gentleman just today come up to me and he says, I want to be financially well off. I said, how many books have you ever read on the topic? He goes, I've never read a book. I said, you don't really want that. You want the lifestyle, the fantasies that people have. And fantasies will create your nightmares. You have to care about wealth building enough to study it and to learn it, to master it. When you really, really, really value something, you'll study it, you will learn about it. If you're single or married acting single, and you basically meet somebody out there and you go, oh, they're attractive, you want to get to know them. Well, it comes to wealth too. The one who values money most is the one that gets it. Money circulates through the economy from those who value it least to those who value it most. So if you really, really value it, you'll study it and you'll learn about it. So the next is 200 benefits now of accumulating a fortune. Because once you have a desire to go build it, you need to have a motive for building it more. Because if you just sit there and want to get to your comfort zone and have financial independence, that's not really where it's at. Because most people that get there, they're going to think, oh, there's more to life than that. I was financial independent many years ago. There's way more than just having enough money to not have to work. Because you really want to be able to get up and dedicate your life to a service anyway. I would rather be able to go so much financial independence and I don't have to work, but I go to work because I love to work. I love to serve people. That's the difference. So you want to accumulate it so that way you have the power to do things in the world, have an influence in the world. The people who have the money and the people who have the gold are the ones that set the golden rules and get things done. And what's valuable is when you accumulate your money, you attract even more money. It's like a magnet comes to you. More people want to take you to lunch, and more people want to buy this, and your brand gets bigger. The value of building wealth. Because when you value you, the world values you. When you invest in you and you save and you accumulate, the world does that around you. Amazing things starts happening. Magnetism, synchronicities, opportunities just synchronize to your life the moment you build this wealth. And the last is 200 benefits of actually creating a financial cause that creates a legacy. Because once you've accumulated your wealth, you're going to do something in the world. You're going to make a difference in the world. So you have to pick the one that you want to make the difference in the most. Find out what it is. In my own life, it's the Demartini Prize, the Demartini Institute, the Demartini Foundation. Because I basically want to do, just like the Nobel Prize, and create a prize for the most extraordinary people doing the most extraordinary things and invest in that. But you got to find what means something to you. Whatever that is, something that really touches your heartstrings and pulls you into action and you'll do something more with your wealth. Because if you don't have a big enough cause, the bigger your cause, the greater your wealth potential. You got to have a big cause in your life. And the greater your life, the more inspired and more meaningful it is. So remember those 6 steps, 200 benefits of each one, and they will rise up on your value list. And whatever's highest on your value, you get done. You're inspired spontaneously from within to live by your highest values, but you always got to have motivation when things aren't. So if you raise these 200 benefits on each of these items, these 6 items, these 1,200 things you write will be the biggest change in your financial destiny you'll ever come across. You will find yourself now having a big enough reason for doing it. And as I said earlier, when you got a big enough reason for doing it, you do it. So those 6 steps to wealth will help you become the next billionaire.